How bizarre my past history stories were. You should be really on fire that somebody was actually to tell you they had did some horrible ass shit like that. But the reason I had to tell you is because I want you to know the circumstances of the horrible shit you done. You don't share alone. Just because you ain't told somebody you did it, you know you did it. And that's the person right there who's going to judge you the most, yourself. And I know that about myself. And I really don't give a rat ass about all the other people out there that I run into who I know just not going to have or want to have anything to do with me anyway, because it's been that way all my life. But you know what? Likewise to them too. It's because they don't want to be gods and they can't stand seeing a God be a God. So that's their problem, not mine. If you understand what I'm saying. Because when things hit the fan, I'm going to be gone in the ship. And everybody who had a chance to get the green light and put yourself in a position to be going to, then you did that, and guess what? It is what it is. But those of you who too damn stupid to figure out that that could be a possibility, and you just can't think because you're too busy going to get another pack of cigarettes that you're going to pay $10 for, and then get lung cancer, but you won't buy that green light. It's up to you. I don't care, like I told you, because I'm going to be provided for. Because like I also told you, regardless to who think they in control or whatever, this planet belongs to my family. And while I'm the one down here on the planet, that makes me responsible for it. And that's the reason why I can say, kill another 10,000 of those motherfuckers, and you know your asses will start dying. So somewhere people going to start having to recognize it for being what it is. Feel me?
As you go deeper into the order, you will learn about things like the Kalantas, the science of sound and light as subconscious symbols and base codes of matter, how to operate in between the atoms in the atomic structure, the space flights with the classes of the multidimensional aliens who are allied to the Galactic Federations, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Vegans, the Arcturians, the Ramthians, and so many, many others. The Ascended Masters become immortal beings, while others, merely conscious beings, will be called to death probably by the soul and be transported to Tara for that new incarnation from infancy. You are what you are. Greetings, my beloveds. On August the 21st, under the zodiac sign of Leo and Virgo, King and Virgin, a black man from the star system of Sirius, as a ninth dimensional Christ being God, took birth on this magnificent Lady Gaia planet Earth, in a cave in Ethiopia, where pure gold never touched by human hands had to be placed around his ninth dimensional body in order to keep him in a three-dimensional body. He was given the name Yeshua ben Pandira, Joseph, son of the Black Panther, before being taken back to Egypt by the Ascended Master.
Now this is the person I'm talking about right here, that I haven't saw him in a while, but last visit was in Los Angeles about 4 years ago. But used to 3 occasions, I can remember each one. 2 times in Detroit and 1 time in Los Angeles. Yeshua ben Pandera, who is he getting ready to tell you about right now, is my immediate family member. I would see him as being my grandfather, probably. This is no lie. I'm telling you the truth. Always used to come and talk to me. All the 3 times. But what I'm saying is, in my head sometimes, but the 3 times I'm talking about was personification set on the bed.
Along with his twin soul, Maya Meklet, born in the king and queen's palace simultaneously. They were raised together in the African Egyptian pyramid school as Christ's beings in the order of Christ as male and female gods. As adults, they were married and bore a female daughter, Sarah, who was also born in the royal palace in Ethiopia and taken back to Egypt and raised in the pyramid schools as a female Christ.
No, I didn't know where that name Sarah came from. The universe told me that name, Asarah. I changed it from Asarah to Asar Sarah. That's the way it started forming in my head. I didn't even know that there was this Sarah group of females that existed until I was flipping through YouTube and I found the picture of Asar and I was looking at it. I was like, wow, imagine that. Then I kept flipping and I came across this thing called Africans in Asia, and I was looking at it and it had the 7 solar disc around the head of the little African man in the middle of the spiral. And I was looking at that and I was saying, you know, that looks like those things that be following me around, and they be in my house. I said, those look like those things flying around in this house too. Those 7 cosmic forces that you're looking at, they lights. They look just like these lights. Now it's just a black shadow. But they was following me around. Even in Hawaii, it was a real big spaceship that used to follow me around. I could never figure it out. Now it's all starting to make sense to me. And I'm not the only person on the earth like this. I'm just a person who was appointed by the sun to open my big mouth and give you guys an initiation to all this stuff that's going on. And this earth will be returned to us melanated people, and I will be the ruler of this planet. You need to know that. China, Russia, Germany, all you people out there that think you're going to be popping nuclear bombs and enslaving people and putting people in concentration camps, if you want to do that to yourselves, you go right ahead. But you better draw the line right there, because you know what? You ain't doing that shit to us melanated people. Even if they is stupid and messed up, you can take them Christians, because they going to want to go with Jesus. So I ain't going to get involved with that. But I tell you what, you better know where your limit are, because you got a whole bunch of shit just waiting to blow Washington, D.C. up, in that damn Kremlin, and whatever the hell you call your center of control in China. Shows you I really don't care. But the whole problem line about everything is that you guys is getting ready to bow down and get this planet back over to us melanated people, or y'all asses are going to be killed.
The reptilians from Nibiru had landed in Rome, where the Zionist Romans and the Anunnaki had already stolen the obelisk from out of Egypt and placed them in Rome, so the reptilians would land there thinking they were in Egypt. These are not Anunnaki lizard people, did just that, and then kicked the Hebrews to the curb while choosing the Romans as their new chosen people here on earth to carry out their agendas. Their very first agenda in this 10 million year old war against the African humans here was to steal Christ's identity by creating a phony Jesus Christ being, making him celibate and born as a Hebrew in Bethlehem instead of an African born in Ethiopia.
So you can know my decision to become celibate had nothing to do with anything that have to do with the mimicking of any type of philosophical reading from any religious book. All right, that is not what went on. I actually decided for medical reasons, both mentally and physically, to pursue my state of no sex for 7 years. I know for a fact that sexual intercourse is a very, very enjoyable, positive thing. I know that. So it's nothing weird about me deciding not to indulge with that for a while, especially coming from an activity moment in my life where I probably overdid that. And not saying that I overdid it if I compared it to some of the circumstances of how much other people did it. I'd be like, I didn't do it enough, if you really want to know the truth. Some people just really was worse than that. You know, but what I'm getting at is that my reason for doing it was because I wanted a spiritual energy inside of me that was 100% devoted to spiritual energy. Even though I read the Tantra books that told me and explained how you could use sexual energy to also build a spiritual body and to also help raise your chakra. I knew that, but I didn't want to get involved with raising my chakra through needing a second person. I wanted all that to be done by myself. I wanted everything to be done from within inside. I wanted everything that I had to rely on to be a source of self-sustainment from my spiritual essence that was already embedded inside of my sarcophagus. That's the reason why I chose to go celibate. So it had nothing to do with me following any type of the religious dogma that goes along with Christianity that perpetuates and proves and lies about the need of celibacy to attain a God awakening. They won't even let you attain a God awakening. They just tell you that celibacy is good for the eradication of the woman that they scorn so much. My whole emphasis is to prove to you and make perfectly clear to you that I did not do that as a method to eradicate the need for a female. That is totally not the purpose. The purpose was to turn on an energy source from inside that will remain dormant if I found my soul of reaching where I wanted to go through an outside source other than it. So that's the reason for that. And by choosing that way to go, I was able to receive from the universe an overall super magnificent astral projected organism type of release that was out of this world. Never before could I imagine it. It sound even weak as hell trying to describe it, because I know a lot of you people out there is just not ready to understand the true dynamics of how our universe works. So I won't waste my time. But know this, there is a whole lot of stuff that's going on that you are suppressed to if you're not picking up different books, reading them, other than that damn Bible. You're going to be dumb as hell, and you're going to be on the knees with your wife, worshiping the white man on the wall, and she going to be thinking in her mind, it's something wrong with this nigga. Because I can see me down here doing it, but I really don't understand him being down here doing it. It's kind of homo-like. And even if she never tells you that, somewhere in her heart, she's thinking that, and you should know that. You telling your woman there's a man better than you out there.
During the 200-year stay here of the planet Nibiru in our solar system, these lizard people, via Yahweh, the backroom office clerk of Nibiru and father of the Hebrew people, would be written as God the Father of the Old Testament by his fellow lizard demons, and the phony Jesus Christ story would be fabricated by the Anunnaki, Romans, and Hebrews and forced upon the humans here on planet Earth under the Roman sword and cross, where humans from all over the known world were crucified, especially Africa, where Christ was born and the Hebrews had been kicked out of by the Pharaoh Akhenaten in 1333 BC. They have never forgiven the Africans for doing this up until this very day.
And let me tell you why it happened. Because the same demeanor that you see coming from them today is the demeanor that was shunned and asked to leave. That's the whole reason why.
The shape-shifting Arias Calpurnius Piso got busy with other Hebrews fabricating both the Old and New Testament, along with the albino demon Jehovah, Yahweh, one of Lucifer's evil sons, placing his Babylonian death fear evil spell onto the documents. These documents were to become the Torah and the Holy Bible and to be used to trick the humans on earth by controlling their minds via Jehovah's negative Babylonian projection up until the period of December 21st, 2012, where this demon loses all of its power. These, my beloveds, are angels. Angels are not some lily white folks flying around the sky in wings, but instead are fleets of spaceships. Archangels